video tonight about one of my favorite death metal bands of all time, INCANTATIon. Playing in the background, since this is a video all about this band right here. Like I said, this is one of my favorite death metal bands of all time. I've been rebuilding my collection. I used to have quite a bit of their cassettes and CDs. Unfortunately, I lost all those several years ago. I've told that story, but I've been rebuilding it slowly but surely. So I thought I should show my INCANTATIon collection. I know I just shown the vinyl when I showed a cubicle of all my death metal albums in one little section, but I'm gonna redo that, and it was inspired by this one. I'm just gonna show this one first. Life Eternal. We made a trade. He sent me this INCANTATIon 25 years. It's got 8 tracks on it, of course. These are re-recordings. I think that first song is only on this. I could be wrong, but it's got Nefarious Warriors, Unholy Massacre, killer track, Profanation. I love the version on this album. And then the side B is a live cut, and it has Impending Diabolical Conquest. That freaking track rules. Anoint the Chosen from Infernal Storm, from Hollow Sands, and just killer shit. Thank you, Tony, for sending this, making that trade. I was so stoked. I listened to this damn thing over and over again. So it was a new addition to my collection, and I just all of a sudden just wanted to show my entire thing. I think this was released in 2016. This one's on white vinyl, and I'm fighting that, so I'm gonna put that down. I love the labels on this. That fucking sick. But anyway, yeah, this is great. This is a great EP. I'm so happy to finally have a copy. I'm still looking for that compilation, Unholy Massacre, and the first 2 demos, and Blasphemous Cremation. If I didn't say that, I probably already said that. Probably repeat myself, but it's the way it goes sometimes in these on-the-fly videos, because I just pull out everything and I just start talking. So I know I've shown this many times. 1992, Onward to Golgotha, and I've talked about this album over and over again. So first time I heard this album was in '93, I believe. INCANTATIon was in Springfield, Missouri, and they were playing with a local band called Public Assassin, if I remember right. I think it was. I was out of my head that night, but it was the first time I ever heard these guys, and had no idea who they were. I just remember getting the cassette directly after that. This is a Relapse reissue, of course. Nice little inlay right here. But this album right here is one of the evilest albums I've ever heard in my life. Listen to this thing over and over again. Blasphemous Cremations on this, Rotten Spiritual Embodiment, Entrapment of Evil, which that's one of the demos I'm missing, and Deliverance of Horrific Prophecies. This is a masterpiece. So Incantation, Onward to Golgotha. Got this in a VCLT from Brian Arkham, which is awesome. This is Rotten Spiritual Embodiment, and this is a live album. 1991, I believe, is when it was recorded. It's got Chuck Billard, of course, and it's pretty much Onward to Golgotha live, pretty much. This is badass. This is a badass freaking CD. It's one of my favorite live albums of all time. Would be this. And I think this was released in 2017 on Death Gash Records. It's got several things on here. Ibex Moon, of course, and I really can't read that one. But this is a badass one. Another one, another EP. I ordered this from a guy in Ukraine years ago, and I've talked about this one as well. But this is, I guess, a live studio recording, I believe, and Will Romner is the vocalist on those sessions, but it also has bonus tracks from the 1990 demo, Devour Death, Entrapment of Evil, Eternal Torture, and Profanation. But this thing is a freaking beast. And I've shown this before, but this is put on the side. Seasons of Mist, numbered 666 out of 666. Just on black, but cool little inlay here. One of my favorite ones. I think every one of these, I'm probably going to say it's my favorite. But yeah, Tribute to the Goat. Fucking killer ass. I love that album cover. Next one up is The Forsaken Mourning of Angelic Anguish, which is a killer EP. It also has a cover of Death, Scream Bloody Gore, but I believe this was the tracks that has Chuck Billard. That I think some of them went on Diabolical Conquest, and that's why I love this album so much. Wait, listen to this riff. That riff grabs my soul every time. It's fucking killer in this part. I really love about this band is so doomy, but they can freaking get it when they want it. Love it. This album is perfection. But anyway, this is a killer EP. This has some bonus tracks on as well. The Ibex Moon, Blasphemous Cremation, Essence Blaze, Blissful Blood Shower. Fuck yeah. Good shit right here. Showing these out of order. Don't know why. It is what it is. Next one up. Upon the Throne of the Apocalypse, which is basically more the Throne of the Nazarene, and it's a rawer mix. Track listings backwards. Actually love this mix better than Mortal Throne, but both of them are great. It's just nice to hear them in two different versions. I believe Blasphemous creation is the raw mix or the demo mix of Onward to Golgotha. It only has 6 tracks on it, if I remember right. But back to this one. I remember searching high and low for this CD back in the day when it first came out. I had it for a little while, and then it got picked up. Somebody took it from me, so then when Relapse reissued this, of course I grabbed it instantly because I've been listening to this one for so long. And this one starts off with abolishment of Immaculate Serenity, which is freaking doom. This also has the Ibex Moon. Fucking rules. Immaculated Holy Figure. One of the best. Of course, Mortal Throne of the Nazarene. I wish I could find this on wax. This is on Relapse. This is another one that, of course, talked about that one. Same songs I like on it. I'm going to show this real quick. I've got to get this on vinyl. I've always loved that artwork on the inlay. But I believe this one was released in '94. If I remember right. They didn't say this one was '97. I believe this one was released in '95. It's the original press. That's not original, but another album that just, especially the Ibex Moon, when that track hit, when I first heard that song, I listened to it. I remember I kept on, I had that on cassette, and I listened to that track over and over again. Demonic Incarnate opens up with that track, and it just freaking pulverizes. But yeah, Chuck Pillard's vocals sound otherworldly in this. They're so deep and guttural. It just feels like a demon growling the whole way through this album. Just perfect album. These are out of order. Of course, I just showed this not too long ago. This is my favorite Incantation album. I'd say Blasphemy was number 2. Ibex Moon, not Ibex Moon, but upon the Throne of Apocalypse, or more the Throne of the Nazarene would be my 3rd. Daniel Churchada is the vocalist on this. I think this is the only one. This is the only album he did with them, and I wish he did more. And I just showed this album not too long ago, so I won't go into more detail. But eventually, I think they're going to reissue this on wax, and I have to get a copy of it. I have to. Fucking killer album. So, next day, they released this one. This is the Infernal Storm. And I want to say this was released in 2000, 2 years after that. So it kind of picks up where this one left off. And Mike Sayers is the vocalist on this, and he does a really good job. I listened to this about 5 times today, this album in particular. It's one I don't really go to a lot, but I love Anoint the Chosen. I love that track. And the other stuff I like in this, the other reason I like this is they do a lot more, I can't remember who plays bass on this one, but he does a lot of stuff along what the guitars are doing and just falls in the same octave, and it just really has it brings a really interesting sound to it. So that Infernal Storm is a fucking killer ass album. 2000. Next one up is what's playing in the background. 2002, Blasphemy with Mike Sayers again. And of course, this is my go-to number 2 Incantation album of all time. So whenever Hell's Headbangers put this on wax, I was all over it. So I believe I remember right, this one has the outro. I think this one has two outros on it on the CD. This one only has part 2, I believe. But Blasphemy, that song rules. My favorite track on this is The Fallen. Once Holy Throne. Rotten with Your Christ. My goodness. His Weak Hand, which is this track. I don't know. I love Misanthropic Indulgence. I love that track too. I love this artwork too. Always have. I love the goat. It's kind of, I don't know what kind of, who did the artwork. It kind of reminds me of Dante's Inferno whenever I look at it. Blasphemy. Fucking killer fucking album. And out of order. So after that was this one, Decimate Christendom. And this album is another one I need to get on wax. When this first dropped, it's one I went to quite a bit. I'm pulling that out there for the artwork. Can't hardly see it. But yeah, when this first came out, and after Blasphemy, I was hoping for another Blasphemy. I want to say John McEntee is the vocalist. This is when he started doing vocal duties, I believe. And I don't know. It's just death metal art. Fucking killer album. This one was released in 2004. And then 2006, Primordial Damnation. Or Domination, I should say. And it sounds a lot like this one. It really does. I mean, it's like a continuation of this. And I love the guitar work in this. There are some moments that really reminds me of Blasphemy as well. It has a lot of that sound as well. Fucking killer one. Fucking killer. McEntee's the vocalist on this one as well. Fucking killer album. Yes. And then they went on a 6-year stint. I actually thought they broke up for a while. So when they dropped this one, I was fucking ready for another Incantation album. Invoked Infinity. When that song first kicked on, it reminded me of something off of Onward to Golgotha. It's like the same riff. Absolute banger. This one's on Listenable Records. I think I had this Digipack at one point, and I don't know what happened to it. And then I was in Springfield and seen this, and I grabbed it instantly. I had to. Because I believe I have all their studio albums. So I think next up was Dirges, which was released 2 years later. And this is absolutely breathtaking death metal. Breathtaking. This one's doomier. Elysium, all the parts to that track. It's a pretty long track right there. I love Carrion Prophecy. Absolutely love that one. I love the intro, Dirges of Elysium, and it goes into Debauchery. And fucking killer artwork. Another freaking banger. And this one's on Listable Records as well. Can't remember where I picked this one up. I think I've seen it out in a while. Maybe the same place in Springfield. Starting to think this video is boring, but I'm gonna post it anyway because this This is some badass shit right here. So, killer fucking album. Next one up, Profane Nexus. So, I kept on passing. I seen the vinyl on this. They wanted like 50 something bucks for it. I just couldn't do it. And then I looked in their CD selection they had, and they actually had it there as well. This is on Relapse, and I picked it up. And I remember when this first dropped, Rights of the Locust is a track I played over and over again. And I watched the playthrough, and there's a playthrough video with one of the guitars. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but awesome. The Horns of the Griffin is awesome. I think that's what it says. Yeah, Giffin. Horns of the Giffin. Absolute banger. Absolute banger. So, Profane Nexus. And then the last one, of course, I haven't got that new compilation they had. This is the last one I bought. And 2020, of course, I pre-ordered this son of a bitch. So, got it in the mail. We couldn't leave the house. We was all on lockdown during that time when this was released. And every time I hear it, it takes me back to those days. It wasn't all bad, you know. I kind of enjoyed staying at home and away from people. Kind of don't like being around a lot of people. I'm one of those people. I like people, but I don't like being around them. If that makes sense. But this one, Entrails of the Hag Queen, I fucking love that. Black Fathom's Fire is my favorite track on this one. Chant of Formless Dread is killer. Scribes of the Stygian, whatever that is. Unborn, Ambrosia, Fairies and Manifesto, just absolutely stunning. So there you have it. There's my Incantation collection. I'm sitting there thinking, I can't think. Doing this on the fly. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna watch this. If I like it, I'll post it. Hopefully you guys dig it. It's that. Hope you all dig. Comment below if you like it.